Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. This is your weekly horoscope for Sunday, March 15th to Saturday, March 21st, 2026. This week carries a mix of forward momentum and emotional awareness. After the gradual clarity of the past few weeks, the energy now encourages action, but action that comes from understanding rather than impulse. You may notice situations reaching a turning point, especially where decisions have been delayed. Communication becomes more direct, priorities become clearer, and you may feel more confident about where you want to go next. This is not reckless energy, but it is decisive. When you trust what you've learned recently, progress comes naturally. Aries, this week brings renewed motivation, but it also asks you to act with intention rather than impatience. You may feel ready to push forward on a goal that has been developing quietly over the past few weeks. Conversations with others could help clarify expectations, especially in work or partnerships. Financial or practical decisions should be made carefully, even if you feel confident. Emotionally, you're learning to balance independence with cooperation. By the weekend, you feel more certain about your next step. Taurus, stability remains important, but this week may show you where adjustments are needed to keep that stability strong. You could find yourself reviewing financial plans, career goals, or long-term commitments. The energy supports slow, steady improvement rather than sudden change. Relationships feel more secure when communication is honest and calm. Trust your natural patience, it works in your favor now. By the end of the week, you feel more grounded and reassured. Gemini, your mind is especially active this week, bringing new ideas, conversations, and opportunities to rethink your direction. You may feel inspired to learn something new, reconnect with someone, or organize plans that were left unfinished. Try not to scatter your energy too widely. Focus on what truly matters. Communication flows easily, but clarity comes when you listen as much as you speak. By the weekend, you feel mentally refreshed and more confident in your decisions. Cancer, this week encourages emotional maturity and practical thinking at the same time. You may become more aware of where your energy is being stretched too thin, especially in relationships or shared responsibilities. Financial or work-related matters require steady attention, but progress is possible with patience. Trust your instincts, but don't ignore the facts. You are learning how to protect your emotional well-being without withdrawing completely. By the weekend, you feel calmer and more secure. Leo, relationships and collaboration are highlighted this week. You may notice that working with others brings better results than trying to handle everything alone. This is a good time to express your ideas honestly while still being open to feedback. Creative energy is strong, especially when you allow yourself to be genuine instead of trying to impress. Emotionally, you gain confidence through connection. By the end of the week, your partnerships feel more balanced. Virgo, daily routines and responsibilities take priority, but in a productive way. You may feel motivated to organize your schedule, improve habits, or handle tasks that have been building up. Work-related progress comes through consistency rather than speed. Pay attention to your health and energy levels and don't push yourself too hard. Emotionally, letting go of perfectionism helps you move forward. By the weekend, you feel more in control of your time. Libra, this week brings a lighter emotional tone, encouraging creativity, enjoyment, and personal expression. You may feel more confident sharing your thoughts or spending time with people who make you feel understood. Romantic or social situations benefit from honesty and openness. Try not to overthink decisions that can be made simply. Balance comes from staying true to yourself. By the end of the week, your mood feels brighter and more relaxed. Scorpio, your attention turns inward this week, focusing on home, family, and emotional security. You may feel the need to strengthen your foundation before moving forward with bigger plans. Conversations with loved ones could bring important clarity. Financial or living situation decisions should be made carefully and thoughtfully. You don't need to control everything. Stability comes from understanding. By the weekend, you feel more centered. Sagittarius, communication plays a major role this week. You may have important discussions, make plans, or reconsider ideas that were previously uncertain. Travel, learning, or writing could also be highlighted. Stay flexible because new information may change your perspective. Emotionally, you feel better when you express yourself openly. This is a good time to reconnect with optimism. By the weekend, your direction feels clearer. Capricorn, financial matters and long-term goals come into focus. You may feel motivated to strengthen your position through careful planning. This is not the week for risky moves, but it is a good time for steady progress. You could also think about what truly feels worth your time and effort. Emotionally, confidence grows when you see practical results. By the end of the week, you feel more secure about the future. Aquarius, this week increases self-awareness and personal clarity. You may feel more confident about who you are and what you want next. Others may notice your independence, but cooperation still matters. Relationships improve when you communicate honestly instead of staying distant. Creative ideas could begin to take shape now. Trust your perspective but stay open to new possibilities. By the weekend, you feel stronger and more focused. Pisces, this week has a reflective tone, encouraging rest, intuition, and emotional understanding. You may feel the need for quiet time to think about what you truly want moving forward. Old memories or feelings could surface briefly, helping you release what you no longer need. Avoid rushing decisions while clarity is still forming. Creative or spiritual activities feel especially helpful now. By the weekend, you feel lighter and more peaceful. This week reminds us that progress comes from both awareness and action. When you take what you've learned recently and apply it with patience, the path forward becomes clearer. You don't need to rush. Steady decisions now create lasting results. Trust the clarity that is building, and allow it to guide you towards stronger choices as the month continues. If you enjoyed this weekly horoscope, please like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps support the channel and keeps these readings coming every week.